What's up, everybody? It's your girl Q1, and I am back with the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 16, episode 18, reunion part 1. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. Click the notification bell button so you can be updated on every video I drop, y'all. I feel relaxed. Make sure you are liking all the videos so I can stay in the algorithm. Okay? All right. I'm just gonna ask y'all, let me know what y'all think, what y'all thought about the reunion. Y'all let me know in the comments, cause okay. Anyway, the hoes is getting ready for the reunion, y'all. Phaedra comes out looking for Britt, and then they decided they wanted to call Britt. Britt didn't answer. And then we see all the ladies individually come out. Kelly was the first one to come out with that ugly ass dress. We find out Coco and Chanel are back. Okay. She wanted Andy to smell him. He didn't want to smell him. It is what it is. Andy asked Phaedra if she's having any PTSD. Andrew was being really messy tonight, okay? He tells everybody that Britt's not there. Everybody's acting like they concerned, which they not. Faye said, at least I thought she would have showed up. This is a sisterhood. Girl, this ain't no sisterhood, okay? Kelly said Britt plays both the villain and the victim. Okay, Kelly. Shamia says Britt said things that were lies. And I was like, pot, meet kettle, because you got busted in all your lies tonight. And throughout the entire season, okay? You lied about a lot of stuff, okay? Or you just couldn't keep up with your lies, okay? So apparently we find out Britt that Britt is wanting to sue her about the whole Kenya situation, the photos. So I'm assuming, since they think that Drew was possibly the one who gave the photos to Kenya, I guess now Britt has her attorneys wanting to sue Drew. I guess. Cynthia arrives, okay? And apparently she was supposed to be the bestie of RHOA. That was an epic fail because all she did was take up for Portia and Phaedra and Britt, even when they was wrong. So she pissed us off, okay? He said Cynthia was not the glue. The bitch was more like Elma's glue, okay? Y'all know Elma don't stick that long no more, okay? She... Then apparently they started talking about Cynthia's little boyfriend, and he's 39. And then we find out that Shaq is 32. Y'all, this reunion really did not give nothing. I'm trying to stretch this out, but I'm not going to be able to. So, hey. Portia's montage, okay? We get the montage with her going on with Drew, the stuff with Simon, Dennis, Shamia, all of it. So Portia said she wasn't in love with Simon, but she won't speak on Simon for legal reasons. But didn't you tell People magazine? But okay, in your waiting to exhale photos that you did eat. But sis, you wasn't no Bernadine. You was the white woman. You was the white woman he left Bernadine for. Okay? Just to be clear. You wasn't Bernadine. You was the white woman. Okay? The white woman. Okay? Anyway, Kelly claimed, which means lie, and say she asked Portia out of concern about why she was sleeping with that lady's husband. Why she stole that lady's husband. Girl, keep it a buck. That's why I don't like you. That's why I don't fool with you. This why I think you fake and phony. Okay? Because you really was being messy. You was not being concerned. You was being messy, as you have been throughout this entire season. Okay. Anyway, Portia said her and Kelly was going through the same thing. Kelly said her and her husband was married for 11 years, while her and Simon was married for 11 months. And she was saying, don't compare apples to peaches. And I was like, I hope you was trying to hit below the belt with that line, but it kind of fell flat. So for you, I guess, Kelly. But I will say this. Portia did not. You came back and you skated on this entire Simon situation. Now you want to say it's because of legal reasons. You're not talking about him going to ICE. You're talking about y'all divorce situation. I don't know if you had a deceased or desist. I don't care. But you fell flat. Okay? And let me point out another thing. Because it's funny how both Kelly and Portia was talking about how they were going through a divorce and how they shared the same thing. But y'all didn't extend that same grace to Drew. In fact, y'all kept accusing her of another niggas. Knowing the type of bitch made husband she have. Okay? I just want to throw that out there. Okay? I just want to throw that out there. Okay? Just, that's all. Okay? Anyway, Angela cleared them up and said, Shamia, she was like, well, Shamia said she introduced you and Simon. Portia lied. Andy asked Portia, did Shamia introduce y'all to? She paused. Andy clocked that pause. And let's be clear. There was a picture on IG with Simon and Portia. And Shamia commented about something about best love ever, some bullshit. And then Portia called her a bestie and said the best matchmaker ever. So, hence the pause from Portia. That girl did somehow hook them up. Anyway, Portia said she was protective over dentists. Over dentists. She said dentist was her jewel. Okay, Portia. It was just the fact that your storyline was hemmed up by ICE, and so you needed to come pull a rabbit out of your ass, out your big ass, because you got a fat ass over here. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. So Drew went on a podcast and said that Portia was a flop. Her return was a flop. It was given flip floppy. And did she lie? No. But y'all always calling my girl a liar. But she didn't lie. This lady was a flop. So Cynthia was piping up again for was it Portia? And for me, I was like, Cynthia, shut the fuck up. Just shut up. Because you are the same one trick pony. Your head is always up. Whoever you best friends with, your head is always up their butt. Okay? So, Drew said Portia knew. What did she say Portia knew? Portia knew about her and Dennis working together. Portia tried to deny it again. Shamia still lying about Portia. She said Shamia said when she asked Drew about her and Dennis hunching, she said Portia told her to ask her that. Portia said she did not tell Shamia. She told Shamia not to talk about that. And Shamia said that Portia was lying. And those two, somehow Drew is listening to them argue. So this, I'll sum everything up how everything was probably supposed to go, but yeah, no. Anyway, Portia get up to go and hug Drew and apologize for meeting with Ralph. She said she felt justified. How did you feel justified? Because she was working with Dennis trying to get her bag. Again, how did she feel justified? This lady never talked about your situation. She never talked about you. She just kept addressing Dennis because you kept coming at her. And Dennis kept lying on his end. And all she wanted Dennis to do is smooth that shit out. Okay? Drew said, the way I was looking at Drew cross-eyed like, girl, you know she's sitting here playing in your face. She said she never wanted to be in this space with Portia. And Portia said she was just triggered by Drew. So why? Why were you like, I just feel like these type of questions needed to be asked. Like, why were you triggered by Drew? Why? Once again, you didn't have a storyline. So I'm going to pick on my baby daddy and the woman he working with that I already know he's working with. And I'm going to get everybody to back me up. But that plan fell flat. Anyway, Portia at this point is on bullshit. Wow. And when I say she was on bullshit with this whole situation, her going over to hug Drew, I'ma kill two birds with one stone. I'ma hug Drew, play in her face, but at the same time, I'ma piss Shamia off. Why? Because I could come and hug my best friend and make everything right, but I'm not. I'm going to be petty. I'm going to go hug her over there. The person you beefing with on behalf of me. Girl, when I tell y'all this was a whole total mess, this was some bullshit. Like, we really could have Skyped this. Do they still do Skype? Or, what's the other one? Teams. This should have been Teams. Okay? That's it. It should have been Teams. Shamia, at this, for me, I feel like Shamia should feel stupid for getting into it with Drew by way of, for her friend Portia, and y'all not even friends no more. And she is handing her fat ass for you to kiss. Okay? That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Drew had done told Shamia, go sit on Portia's lap. And then I really do feel like Portia apologized, went over there to hug her because you knew Drew had done ate her up this entire season. And she couldn't go up against Drew. Drew wasn't going to be nasty. She was going to give you Drew. Okay? And so, I feel like 2 points for Drew, none for the rest of them hoes. Okay? Because they plan just, it just fell. And it just blew up all up in their faces. So then we talk about Britt. Kelly talk about Britt and blames Britt about the whole stylist situation. And the people did say Britt was actually paying Kelly's stylist. But Kelly, I guess, had a hard time, wasn't paying her stylist all the time. So I guess Kelly decided to put this on Britt's doorstep as if Britt was jealous of her. I just feel like you didn't want to be Britt's friend anymore. And you used the stylist as an excuse to not be friends with Britt. So you can full on be friends with Shamia, the lap dog. And you can be the co-lap dog under the lap dog. Okay? So then we find out that there was a alliance. Allegiance. There was an alliance with Britt, Shamia, and Kelly. They were supposed to have an alliance, but that was according to Portia that this alliance was formed. Then Shamia said that Portia was allegedly included in this alliance as well. Portia at this point has made Shamia look bad. Shamia is a loser. Okay? So, and she is whack. Okay? So, they talk about Kelly backing Britt up and, taking up for Britt, just being there for Britt. Kelly said she did all of that to be a friend to Britt, and Britt, she said that she was not being an enabler, but she was being a friend to Britt by doing all of these things for her. And so she felt like Kelly didn't reciprocate. And I was just like, Kelly is just one of them people. Kelly's just one of them people that I did X, Y, and Z for you when Mad Day come. Even Britt is a Mad Day bitch, cause she been pulling all the stunts and shows when Mad Day came. When Britt didn't want to be her friend no more. All right. Anyway, Angela didn't know alliance was formed. I mean, allegiance. I'm sorry, she didn't know that an allegiance was formed. That's because it was not Snickerdoodle. Alliance was formed. Okay, y'all know what my girl was talking about. It is what it is. So, I guess this is where they purposely left Drew and Angela out, because throughout the entire season they kept coming for Angela and they kept coming for Drew. So they all got together. So when it was time to address it on a reunion, everybody lying about something. Anyway, Kelly said she never talked about the abortion to Britt directly. She talked to her stylist, and her stylist repeated it to Britt. And I was like, she lying. The bitch is lying. Anyway, I just feel like you shifting all of this blame on Britt and your stylist because they not there to defend themselves. Okay? Tell us about that baby. Anyway, Portia said it's two different reasons. So we talk about Kelly having a bodyguard. Portia said, well, she heard it was two different reasons why Kelly has a bodyguard. One, because Kelly said her ex was after her. And two, Portia said she heard from the streets that Kelly is using this bodyguard situation, her ex, situation for a storyline. Drew then says Ralph raggedy ass claimed he met with Kelly's husband. And then we do a little clip of, which I am so tired of seeing Ralph. But he gets his stupid ass up and just, I don't know who the hell he was talking to, if he was doing a podcast, I don't know. But he said that he met with Kelly's husband and said something about Kelly put him in jail. No, then he ain't paid child support and he needed to go to jail. Point blank in a period. Ralph, go to hell. Anyway, apparently Kelly has paid off her lawsuit. Something was paid on this damn lawsuit. All right? And we see how stupid she had Cha-Cha looking all season. Okay? I'm so tired of seeing Cha-Cha. Anyway, Andrew asked if the chicken and waffle restaurant will be open spring, summer, joggers. I'm just saying. Anyway, Andy said, ma'am, you need to invest in your chicken and waffle restaurant and not in Cha-Cha. Okay? He did not lie. Anyway, Shamia said she caught her stray because of Britt. And Kelly feels like Britt didn't reciprocate in their relationship. Andy, of course, takes this opportunity to be messy. Okay? Kelly is definitely a hoe who does something for you and will throw it right back in your face. Okay? Get to Angela. Angela said Marcus apparently is from Athens, and Phaedra said, I don't know him. Y'all know she do this. I don't know him. You know him. You know him and his auntie. The people said you was a liar, and I knew you was a liar, but I tried to give you grace. But all signs point to your dumb ass, and Portia knew about this. So, she said she don't know, and she pulled some pictures out, child, with Marcus and Phaedra brother, and Phaedra's like, I don't know them. Like, Nene said, you knew Nene brother. It was almost like one of that when her and Nene had got into it at the reunion, and Phaedra said she knew them. Nene said she didn't know her. It was just a whole thing. Okay, so Phaedra is lying, I guess. At first, I didn't think she was lying. I don't know. At this point, I still don't know. But with her history, she is not to be trusted. Okay? So, Angie said, Portia, you're always so eager to believe Phaedra. And Angela also believes that Phaedra is lying. Phaedra said, I don't know them people. Anyway, this is where the episode ended. But I'm just gonna let y'all know a couple things. Faye Faye and Portia is still getting away with bad behavior. This is what I summed up on this first episode, on this part 1. Cynthia don't need to come her raggedy ass back because she will never hold Peach Juice or Phaedra accountable. Shamia, Portia, Kelly, and Britt was to form an alliance to go after Drew and Angela, which is why those two were out of the loop. But that shit blew up in all of their faces throughout the season and throughout this reunion. They all look stupid, except for Britt because she wasn't there, but she still looks stupid by way of them. Shamia is not first seat worthy because Portia was eating her the fuck up, and meanwhile, Drew told Portia's it's up, okay? Which is why she went over there to give her a hug. Y'all know the big booty and never trust a girl with a big booty and a smile to distract her, okay? Anyway, and Drew's stupid ass took the bait. This is why you be pissing us off. But we still like you, Drew. We still like you, girl. But I get it. You gonna play the game. You gonna play the game, sis. Anyway, people are saying that Angie pulled all of this out of her butt, but Phaedra again has a bad track record. Kelly is throwing Britt under the bus and rolled her over with that same damn bus because she at the reunion to defend herself. Made you still a fake ass hoe that switched up on your home girl, and that's just what it is. It is what it is. I will see y'all next week. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to my channel on your way out. Bye.